You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network.
The secret to well-being is discovering the power that is your birthright, the power to create a happier, healthier life, drawn from our own vast internal resources. Join Jules and her guests as they gently guide you to shift your perspective from the familiar negative to the divinely connected, a place that will not only positively impact your world, but possibly shift the planet. It's all right here on Law of Attraction Talk Radio.
Well, welcome to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I'm Jules from beautiful Southern California, and I'm so glad you could be with us. We've got a really tremendous show with Dr. Michael Mosley. And I just love everything about this man. For one thing, when you are talking to him, even over the internet, you can feel pure love, compassion. He's just such a tremendous guy. He's everything. And he's psychic, medium, prophetic, teacher, minister. He's just got it all. And I feel so blessed to have him on Law of Attraction Radio Network with his show, Your GPS to Success, because he really is about giving you information that you can dive into, that you can put into everyday use, and it's invaluable. So I hope you're going to enjoy the show as much as I am enjoying being with Dr. Michael Mosley. And I also want to thank you for being with us for the past 14 years, going on 15 years. It's been such a blessing for me to be part of your lives. And please know that with every show, I'm learning more and more about the law of attraction. Not only do I get to talk to all of these wonderful experts, but I get to experience in real life the changing of the vibration, changing of myself in order to fully grasp this really scientific concept that we can absolutely manifest what we want, and we have the power that we were born with. It's just up to us to recognize it and to move it forward into the life that we really want to live. And I'm so happy to report that, gosh darn, I'm living my life the way I want to live it, and I'm having a blast. So thank you to all of you. And please stay with me for the next couple of years, because even more great things are going to be happening. Hopefully COVID will be over. But if it's not, we're still going to be here. So just stay tuned. We're going to be right back with Dr. Michael Mosley.
It's here, it's hot, and it's a must read. It's the science behind the Law of Attraction magazine. Every issue brings you great articles and in-depth how-tos from all your favorite Law of Attraction experts, authors, scientists, and medical professionals. Go to lawofattractionmagazine.net. That's lawofattractionmagazine.net.
Did you know that every human uses only a small portion of their powerful mind? Jules Johnson, international certified hypnotherapist, wants to introduce you to your powerful mind in order to create your dream life. In as little as one session, Jules guides you into releasing limiting beliefs that keep you from achieving wealth, health, better relationships, and even true love. Schedule a session in Palm Springs or set up a Skype video session for those nationally and internationally. Jules would love to serve as your guide into living your dreams. Go to creativeguidedimagery.com or call 951-201-2166. That's creativeguidedimagery.com.
You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network, heard by millions worldwide through 38 internet radio stations and in over 135 countries. Be sure to sign up for your monthly updates and get all the latest information on LOA radio events such as cruises, workshops, and seminars, as well as information on the latest shows, topics, and guests. Go to LOARadionetwork.com and sign up today.
Well, welcome, Dr. Michael Mosley, one of my favorite people in the entire world, back to Law of Attraction Talk Radio.
Yes, I'm so excited. I really am. You all know that is her name, but that is her identity. She really is a jewel.
Oh,
Really.
thank you. That is so sweet. Boy, it's taken me years to even feel like a little bit of a jewel. But finally, I was just thinking I've been doing this for 14 years, Michael.
Wow.
14 years, Law of Attraction, Talk Radio, and the network. And it's like, wow, I could swear it was only yesterday that I started doing this.
Wow. Now that is amazing. And if I may, because this is not my show, I know, but I would love to just applaud you because for 14 years and being committed to that cause, it does speak volumes and it is an example. It is a lesson. You are a mentor to so many to hang in there. Keep doing it even when you don't feel like it because you know what this is part of your calling or your gifting, your ability. So to think back 14 years, that's a long time and you hung in there. I applaud you.
Well, thank you. I was just thinking I wouldn't have learned about the law of attraction had I not done my own show, because when I first came in, I really didn't know that much about the law of attraction. And the reason why I did it is I wanted to interview all the big law of attraction people so I could learn how to do that. And that's what happened. I got to interview the secret stars. I got to talk to them and ask my personal questions. Well, how do you do this? And so it's like, what a great big learning treat for me. I
Wow.
was just doing it to get all of this knowledge. And then it just started working. I started
That's
attracting
amazing.
things to me. I started to attract cruises to me. You and I have been on a couple.
Yes.
I started
Yes.
attracting the network. I started attracting the host, everything. It's just amazing how the law of attraction is real. It's
You really
real.
just inspired me. I'm making a notation here because I would have never thought about something until you said it. And sometimes when we have a prompting or an idea, Mr. Joe Vitale, that's one thing I learned from him. It starts with an idea. He's the one that deposited that within me. And if you would have never started with the idea, you would have missed so many other wonderful opportunities. It wasn't that you were a specialist in this, but it
Right.
was your path to learn and to become and to attract all these wonderful joys. So who is listening in your audience right now that spirit is leading them to try something and they're saying, well, I'm not good at that, that's not my figure, I can't really do all of that, I don't know everything there is to know. But it just starts with an idea, and you'll attract the husband, the car, the home, the travel, the success, the money. It just starts with an idea. Wow, you are fabulous.
Well, it takes that little bit of courage to take that step forward. I know the first show I did 14 years ago, I was so scared that my heart was in my throat. I couldn't even breathe. I'm going, it was like for a good month and a half, I was scared to death. And I really
Wow.
had terrible stage fright. Terrible stage fright. I couldn't
Wow.
speak in public or anything. So it was like, oh, wow, I have grown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And really, I think, not I think, I know you are really motivating myself, number one, definitely, because I really have some things in my head right now. I'm like, wow. So that's why I can look back on some things in my life and say, that's why I did that, or that's why Spirit had me to do that. It wasn't for me to be able to know everything, it was for me to be able to learn everything or to start a journey of learning. So somebody's business right now, maybe we're at the end of 2020 and Spirit may be leading them to do something in 2021. Well, I don't know, but Spirit could be saying this is part of your journey of success, just as in Jules. I think that is amazing.
Or your journey of success too. Yeah, I mean, I
Yes.
mean, wow, you've got a fabulous family. Fabulous. I'm not kidding. Outstanding. And everywhere that you've gone, well, you've got this gift anyway that you really are talking to this higher force, this higher energy, God, that people aren't allowing themselves to hear. But that's the gift, is that you are allowing yourself to hear this great energy.
Mm. I really, I'm trying to not be emotional. Uh,
I love it when you get emotional.
I really do. I try not to get emotional. And I'm like, oh, it's just, I don't know. It's just something about what you're saying. I used to wonder why Oprah Winfrey cry all the time, like on all the shows. She was always crying. But now I kind of understand. But it's something that you stated, the word you use, allow. Um, Again, your show right now is really inspiring me, and I hope it inspires somebody else to allow. I'm so grateful for what you said, even about your journey of success. We have to allow Spirit to guide, allow even for the gifting that I have, which I'm certainly appreciative. But while you were talking, Spirit told me I couldn't speak to you if you wouldn't allow yourself to hear me.
Ah,
And so it really couldn't, it not effectively anyway. So somebody, there's so much success that is around us, we just have to have an allowance. You don't have to be broke. You don't have to be without. You don't have to be in poverty. That's where you want. You are allowing poverty there. You are allowing death there. What are you allowing to fulfill your life right now? Because some people like misery. They fuss all the time.
oh
So
yeah.
that's what they love. You allowed a chance to come, and in that allowing, when you opened up that envelope or you opened up that box, you allowed yourself to open it. Little did we know there were cruises, there were celebrity interviews, there were recognition all over the world. Little did we know, because I feel the box had layers on it. And all we could see was the radio. But if you lift that layer, there's other gifts that are in that box. And so the world has to say, thank you, Jules Johnson, for allowing yourself to open the box.
Wow. Thank you. And you forgot the magazine. My
Yes.
pride and joy that you were on the cover.
Yes. Oh, I got so much of response, and I was so very grateful. Honestly, I wrote down several notes right now in my notepad. So you got me going. I'm ready now. I'm ready just to allow, because who knows? You've had so many wonderful people in that magazine,
Oh
so much
yeah.
vital information, and it was simply because you allowed yourself to try. Just go for it. And
Yeah.
in the midst of COVID-19, with all the quarantine, I feel that's going to be a key for 2021. Allowing ourselves to try again, to dream again, to step out the box, because we've been so quarantined. We've been so used to having 6 feet apart, and even with the so many things that are going on, we just kind of we all to ourselves. But now, can I trust you? Can I hug you again? I want to hug you. It's
Yeah.
like, is it safe? So we have to go back into allowing. That's why I think that word is ringing in my heart so much. We have to work on or really practice allowing as we go into 2021.
So, Dr. Mosley, since we're speaking about 2021, what do you see for 2021? Are we going to get out of some of the chaos that we experienced in the year 2020?
We we will out of some of the chaos, but we will enter another level of resolution. But even in that level of resolution, it's going to take a little moment for things to get settled. In other words, let's say it like this. I feel we're going out of a bad chaos into a good chaos.
Oh,
So it's like when you get a new house or whatever, or you inherit a house and the house needs to be cleaned. Well, now we got a new chaos of cleaning the house, getting stuff out, uh, painting the house, taking out the old carpet. It's a gorgeous house. We just got to tidy it back up, clean it up, and make it presentable. So, because of all the things, the racial tension, the political tension, health tension, all of these different things that have had so much in this one year, 2020 has been packed, packed. Well, again, we gotta. It's going to be the like the undoing. And sometimes when you're cleaning up, you got boxes here. You still know you're cleaning, but it doesn't look like it yet, but it will. Just let us get a chance to get rid of the trash and get rid of the boxes, get rid of the hurt, get rid of the anxiety. That's what I'm talking.
oh
Get rid
yeah.
of the doubt, get rid of the fear. All of these things are the trash that we no longer need because we've been afraid to touch, afraid to do this, afraid to go to the store.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
will we be able to return to somewhat normal life, or is people have been telling us no, we're never going back to the normal life? I'm going, why? I don't understand that.
it will take a moment.
Okay.
I do feel like this time next year, um, it'll start slowing. How can I say? I feel like I'm watching like somebody slide on the like slide into third base or something like they're sliding in. They got it. They safe, but they have to slide in. And so it's like you made it, but we got to slide in, ease in. Now, this is what I do see. My mother passed away a year ago,
Yeah, I know.
and so the last Christmas was the first one. She had only been gone, let's say, 2 months. But now this one is still a little bitty touchy, a little bit, not as heavy, but I'm still a little grieving a little bit. So that's the way I feel about 2021. We'll be better, but we won't fully be open. We
I see.
will we will be able to recover, but we still gonna be second guessing ourselves and wondering, can we touch, can we hug, can we hold? It's still another year of that kind of chaos, of trying to get back to normality.
So, can we then assume that perhaps what we should be doing is really manifesting in our minds the creating of we want to see in the latter part of 2021 or 2022? Should we really be
Yeah.
focusing on manifesting right now?
I do feel that. Now, what I tell people this is what a word that came to me this year, and that word is satisfaction. Focus on satisfaction. Sometimes I want a nice steak. Ah, there's a place in Detroit that I go to that has just absolute phenomenal steaks. Then sometimes I just want a good, juicy hamburger. Just a good hamburger. Nothing fancy, just a good hamburger. Well, either way, whether I paid $35 for that steak or I paid $5 for this hamburger, if I'm satisfied, that's all that matters.
Sure.
Satisfaction brings the attraction of what you want to do. We say it's what you feel you attract. So if I feel like I'm satisfied, I will always attract satisfaction. Whether I'm first class or whether I'm coach, I'm satisfied. Nobody bother me. I'm good, you know. So I tell people manifest even in 2021, focus on satisfaction. Everything else, because this is one thing else I need to tell you. What spirit is telling me there will be a different kind of chaos, but it's like more of a um, You know how normally it is at the holiday time. Now, I don't see it as much this holiday time, where there's so many commercials about this, and buy that. I haven't seen it like I normally see it.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
But now normally, I mean, there are stores right behind the stores, just hey, buy this over here. We got a sale going over here. And I have not heard about too many sales this holiday season. But now normally we would hear sale, 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 sale. In the year 2021, that's what's going to be the fight. It's fighting for money, or the chaos. It's chaos for getting money. As things start getting back to normal, commercial businesses and business owners, they're going to be clamoring for getting this money, because we need to get ourselves back up to get the
Yeah.
economy back rolling. People need to get paid to get their student loans paid, or whatever the case may be, get back into school. So that's going to be a chaos for money. That's the chaos that I see,
Okay.
to get things flowing again. What our listeners need to focus on is, I want to be satisfied. I want to have what I need, what I desire. Even if it's $1 million, I'm satisfied with that. And spirit is able to do that. So we want to focus on satisfaction while everybody else is clamoring for the next dollar. We want to be satisfied. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That makes a lot of sense. So, in other words, we should stay away from those emotions that are saying, I don't have, and focus
Yes.
in on, wow, I do have this. I'm satisfied. This is the way it's supposed to be. And that, Dr. Mosley, is the law of attraction. That's how it
Yes.
works.
Yes. If we focus on what we do have, it'll take over and eliminate what you don't have. You say, oh, I do have this, and that's all that I need. I'm good. I have been very blessed in my life. That was one season I really did not have much of anything. I mean, Christmas looked very bleak. I am very blessed right now. So what am I saying? I can, if I have $1 million, or if I have $1,000, I still have enough to get me dinner for myself and my family. I'm
Yeah.
satisfied. I'm good. And if I keep that energy of satisfaction, the universe, or the law of attraction, will say, let's keep him satisfied then. Come on, give him another 1,000, give him another 10,000. Here's another. What about 1 million? Let's keep him satisfied. There's a scripture in the Bible that I tell people. He says, God will keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him. I say this, you got to first get to the peace, and he'll keep you there. You get to
Ah,
that mental status of being satisfied, and he'll keep you satisfied. He'll keep you comfortable. But you're responsible for getting there mentally.
so that's the key for 2021.
Yes, I guess so. I guess not.
You
Yes,
That's the key.
I would say so.
We weren't
Right
we
now, a lot of people have not been satisfied. We
No.
always looking for something else, and so therefore it caused a lot of unrest. But once you're satisfied, you don't care what else is on the table. You don't care if somebody else come to eat something off the table. I'm good. Y'all can go and have the rest of that peach cobbler. I'm good. I'm satisfied.
Why is it every time we talk, you get me so hungry? It's like, okay, I gotta run out and get a piece of pie. You're so fun. You're right. So we've got to stay away from the negative emotions and just dive into the good stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Stay away from that because negativity is saying you don't have this. You don't have enough.
Yeah,
You got to hoard everything because there ain't enough for you. That's not. No. The first thing I learned in the law of attraction is there's always enough.
there is. That's true. Okay, so what about this thing called COVID?
Oh,
Are we going to see that in 2021?
we will begin to see that, go away. I do feel that. Yes.
Good.
That I do feel that very much so. That will go away, and it won't be as effective as it is now. Now, maybe that's because of the vaccine, or something else. But I do feel a decline on that. I really do feel a decline.
Okay, good. So that means no more lockdowns because California is in a lockdown. It's a good thing you left. Second time we're in a lockdown. So,
Yes.
so that's going to go away. We're going to get the ability to go to work, to build up the economy once again.
And that build up, because I used to live in California, I'm looking at right now, I'm sorry, I can visualize or see what my guides are showing me is traffic in LA. Now, when I used to live in Riverside and I had to fly, go to LAX, it would take me almost an hour, sometimes 2 hours just to get to the airport.
Yeah, I know.
Now, and I had to mentally brace myself for that. So I understand that. That's just a way of life there. But this is what I see the chaos coming. It's like everybody now getting back into the swing of things, which will cause more people jamming up the freeways again, spiritually. So it's like everybody, we got to get things going back now. We can do this, and then businesses are going to have a different chaos because they're going to realize, well, I don't need this 10,000 square foot office space now. I can do a lot from home. So now the realtors are going to have a little issue trying to get somebody to fill these big buildings that nobody needs anymore because we now have not only remote learning but remote working. So there's a clamor to get businesses or
I
to
see.
show why you need to invest in this 10,000 square foot office space when it's really not needed. So we're going to have a chaos of rethinking.
Wow.
Does
Wow.
that make sense?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so right. Of course we're going to have to do. Isn't that funny? I've never stopped and really thought about what the transition we're going to have to get
Yes.
back to that. It's like we're not going to go back to that old normal where we had to have bigger is
No.
better. We're
No.
going to realize that smaller could be better.
And so even in churches, a lot of churches have dwindled down because, of course, normally a lot of people are afraid to go out, and then we just like, well, you know what, I'll YouTube it or I'll watch it online. I'm good. I don't need to go there. Uh, and we've seen such, I guess, an appreciation for technology. We every grandma's on Zooming now,
I know.
everybody's on. How you do this, baby? But hey, Granny, see the baby, and everybody appreciate it, and they want you to be safe. No, don't come see Granny, honey. Granny, all right, because Granny don't want you to bring no germs over her house either.
Isn't that the truth?
So it's going to be something for us to really get back uh, to the norm. That's why many people say we're not going to go back there. It's like 9/11. It changed the airline industry forever,
You're right.
ever, ever. So therefore, with now although some people say it's safe, you can go out now. You go outside, going outside, going to the mall. You sure? Well, I've been so used to doing my shopping online that I may just still just online, click, and there it go.
Yeah, there you go. But then I worry that that was a way for people to make money is with their businesses. And
Yes.
so I kind of feel like I really want to go and go out shopping so that I can help those businesses. I especially love going out to dinner. I'll admit, I'm a dinneraholic.
Yes, and really, now here's another chaos: is getting people to come back.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So now this is where, even with your show and Law of Attraction, more people may need to do advertisements in the magazine and because I got to let people know it's safe to come back. Hey, y'all, come on back to this restaurant. Come back to this particular coffee house. Come on, come back. So it may be an opportunity even for you when you used to do cruises and different little events that are beautiful. It may be now that some of them may call you, say, hey, you got an event that you want to do, because we need to get people to trust that they can get back on the cruise. They need to trust that they can come back into this venue or whatever it may be. But that's another chaos to rebuild people's trust to say, hey, y'all can come back here now.
That is such a good point. So, are we going to see the end of mass?
I don't think you're going to see the end of mass. I think it's going to take a while for it to work itself back up again. That's what I look at. I'm looking at something like a whirlwind, and it starts real low and then it gets bigger. We just got to work our way back up again. It's almost like when you've had an accident in the car and you get back in the car the next day, you get kind of nervous. I don't want to drive. You drive today. I don't want to drive. And because we just remember.
Yeah.
I'm now, oh, I understand. I believe I'm going to be one of these older people later on in life that go say, child, I remember 2020 because my grandmother and older people, they remembered what was that when the stock market crashed, the
Uh,
depression. They remember those days, and it took them a while. It took my grandmother years to come out of that, and really, I don't think she never fully recovered because she returned into a hoarder because during the depression you lost everything, you
everything. Yeah.
couldn't get anything, and so she became a hoarder. When I was a little kid, I would see these little boxes in the garage, but every year I would see the boxes getting taller and taller as a little kid, and then nobody could park in the garage at all. And when she died, of course we understood every room in the house had at least 20 boxes, at
Wow.
least. She had mentally could not come back from the depression because she lost so much. So now people have to get back to the masses because we've been quarantined, we've been wearing a mask, we've been with so much going on, not hug. We did everything virtual. So it's like to let the frog out of the box. He's still so used to hopping so far. It's like, I'm afraid I can't come out the box. Yes, you can. So I feel that is what we have to work our way back up to the mass. We will get there, but it's just going to take some time.
Okay, we're going to get there. Okay, well, I want to touch on something big because you have a major announcement about your business and what you're going to be doing. And it's very exciting. I am just thrilled for you. So let us have the scoop
Well, you
because
know what?
you're really doing your own church.
I really am very grateful. I really am. Um, our church, the Prophetic Institute for Prosperous Living,
Mm,
has now acquired our
I love that.
501c3. So we are officially recognized as a tax deductible organization, charity organization. We are very excited about that, and it is a major accomplishment. There are many people that have not. They're on their third chance, their third time going, but we did it in one round,
Yeah.
and so we are very, very, very excited about that. And and I don't know if I could mention this, but I want to encourage everybody. I told you this earlier. Pay attention to spirit because someone called me last year and they said, Michael, we need to make a donation to an organization that's a 501c3. We need to. Do you have a 501c3? Because we got to do it for our taxes. I said, well, no, no. And I said, well, you know what? I took that as my guide from or my directive from spirit. Do this. And so January of this year, we started the process. And right now, even in the midst of COVID, and we weren't expecting none of this, but we got it. And so I do feel that even now, as we get ready to go into 2021, it helps a lot of agencies, churches, nonprofits to have more credibility within your organization. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, and you should because people can do courses with even if you do readings, they would then
Yes.
not have to worry about paying taxes on
Yes, yes,
I mean,
and I think that's wonderful. You know what? Let's say it this way: anytime that you could save a dollar or two, it's really good.
it's really good.
Anytime that you can save, and that's the thing that some many times as you have encountered when you operate in things of spirit and in the spirit realm with the law of attraction, with spirituality. Some people think is that's just a bunch of hoopla, that's just a bunch of hocus pocus, they con artists. But to be able to be recognized by the federal government and says this is a legitimate organization, I think it eliminates or alleviates the burden of always trying to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You know that we are doing things good and we are doing things right, and so that is good. And I appreciate the universe for that.
Yeah. And everybody else is going to appreciate it too, because they can then take the money that they give you
Yes,
for services or whatever, write it off on their taxes.
yes, and
I
it's a
think
good thing.
that
And
is huge.
it really is. And those that have companies that, and some people, I didn't realize this until last year, that there are some people that are really trying to make sure they stay in a certain tax bracket, and they need and they desire to make donations to a tax deductible organization. Then, of course, you can certainly look our way, and we'll be glad to receive your donation to help the community. And that really is what our goal is, to help. I had a reading right before our interview. Someone booked a last minute reading right before. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
but it was someone that really, they were just feeling so alone, so attacked. The jobs wasn't working out, the love life wasn't working out. It was just hitting them. I mean, left and right. And by the time we was able to finish the reading, they felt motivated to achieve their goal. And I asked them a question. I said, "Now, Spirit is telling me you're very smart." And she said, "Yes." I said, "No, no, no. I'm really seeing, like, if I pulled up your test grades from your school or um, your reports, I would see you have a lot of A's. You're very intelligent." And she says, "Yes, I am." I said, "But you always play that down." I said, "Why?" She says, "I don't know." I said, "But that's what Spirit is telling me. That's why you're in this. You keep playing down how intelligent you are, and you keep attracting more things that are cause you to feel overwhelmed
Yeah.
and never good enough. But you are very smart." And so when we ended the reading, it lifted her to realize it is okay for you to acknowledge how smart you are.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
that's what we are doing, changing the way people think about themselves. If I can change your thoughts, oh, you can change your life.
oh, absolutely. Okay, so I got to ask you one more thing, and this is something that you will know about. On December 21st, 2020, is a planetary situation in the sky that has Jupiter and Venus and Neptune, I think it is, lining up so that the sky is going to look like one huge star, like the Star of Bethlehem.
Wow.
And that has not happened for eons. But this is a very, very special, incredible planetary alignment. So, what do you feel about this spectacular day or night and the star?
I want to say the word keeps coming to me. One word keeps coming to me, and that is embrace. Embrace, which means welcome. I feel that something is going to um, juvenate, this is the word that I hear, the planet, and we want to welcome, we want to embrace it. Love, money, wealth, achievement, opportunity. And that's the big word that I hear, opportunity. Embrace opportunities on that date. I feel that this is going to be an initiation of greater change for the planet, but embrace it. Really welcome it in your heart. I feel like it's such a power surge of energy that's going to overflow the planet. We want to embrace it. We want to welcome it because it's going to bring forth great opportunities. Now, as we stated in, like we say in church, uh, the wise men saw the star, and they said, we got to go find this star. Why? Because it was to bring so many opportunities. The angel said, "Behold, unto you is born this day a Savior who is Christ the Lord. He brings you good tidings and great joy." Everything is happening because of this star is announcing something good is coming into the planet. Not just the baby or not just Jesus, but new opportunities, new thoughts, new ideas.
Mm. Boy, that's something that we all needed to hear. Yeah.
I believe so. I'm going to really, I didn't realize that until you stated it, but that is phenomenal, and that's what I hear. Embrace when Jesus, we celebrate Christmas, and whatever religion you are does not matter. For that aspect, we are celebrating a gift. We're celebrating new things, new thoughts, new ideas. We're celebrating uniqueness. We're celebrating. That's the key thing right there. We are celebrating and embrace the celebration. Appreciate whether you all gonna have uh, turkey for Christmas, and I'm gonna have ham or whatever, but we're
There
going
we
to
go again.
celebrate it. We're going to appreciate. We're gonna welcome you. You're gonna have your plate, and I'm gonna have mine. Okay, put it on mine. I'm gonna embrace it.
I'm going to take a picture of mine and send it to you.
I would do the same thing. Here's what
Okay.
we have it quick. I think it's
Oh,
absolutely wonderful.
great. So, okay. So, everybody on December 21st, go out and look at this beautiful sky and see this incredible star. And actually, it's
Yes.
3 stars in one. So
Wow.
they're lining up and it's going to be bright. And just
Wow.
I would suggest just standing there and soak it in.
Yes.
Soak in the beauty.
Yes. And that's what, same thing like we're saying, embrace it, really just allow it to penetrate your heart, penetrate your mind, your ideas. Really, I think it's an extra source of power that
Yeah.
you want to plug into.
Oh yeah. I love it. I
That is amazing.
It really is. Oh gosh, I just love talking with you, Dr. Michael Mosley. And I'm so
Oh,
glad to hear about the 501c3 and people can
yes.
go to your website. You're still selling the cards and everything?
Yes. In
Please
fact,
tell
I
us.
I have had so in fact I have them when I was giving a reading earlier. I've had several people that have called me about the cards, and a lovely lady. Uh, I know she's in Great Britain that ordered the cards. I know she was on the LOA, Law of Attraction Radio Network. And so I'm so appreciative of it. They are doing really, really well. And you can get your cards. Just go to drmichaelmosley.com and order the cards. They're $25 plus shipping and handling, but we'll certainly get them off to you. And but they really are an asset. Most people that talk to me about them, they really have the cards have really given them comfort when they needed it. Because you have a quick question and or something is troubling you, and they just shuffle the cards and pull one. And one lady, she told me, she said they were in a purse and she was going through something. Something had made her mad or something, and she was at a red light. And she said, "I'm going to use these cards right quick," and just pulled them out while she's at the red light. And a card that she pulled out said "Carry On."
Ah,
And when she read it, "Carry On," the light turned green. And so she said, I started laughing, but then she said she started crying because she knew what it was saying. Don't give up. You're on the right path. You just got a stoplight. Just keep going. Carry on.
yeah.
So it really is a blessing. And I feel that God is just motivating us through many different means and avenues. So I believe these cards will motivate you. Go to my website, drmichaelmosley.com, and you can get your set of cards today.
Now that's Dr. Michael Mosley.
Yes, D R
Okay.
M I C H A E L M O S L E Y.
Okay. And then, but you are actually going by the name of Dr. Michael L. Mosley.
Yes,
And
I
we
do.
want to clarify that because that's how, if people can't find you, that's what they need to put in the L.
Yes. Um, Now on on my website, I probably need to change that. On the website, it is Dr. Michael Mosley because I think L was taken. But the reason why, because there's a wonderful doctor. I've never met him, but I think he's in England somewhere, and I get a lot of his emails, and I think he may get some of mine. But so we both are Dr. Michael Mosley, so we're trying to work on separating that.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, we just want to make sure everybody reach you, and you are still available for consultations, for
Yes,
readings. Um,
yes.
and
One
don't you
thing.
think this would be the perfect time for a reading for 2021?
It would. It would. And again, because I don't think God wants us to be oblivious or unaware of anything. I think the universe really wants to share insight with us. And so some of us are really wondering, okay, what is 2021 going to hold for me? Now, I will say this. In 2020, I asked Spirit, I said, now, what is the message for this year, 2020? And he clearly told me this is the year to move further. He didn't say move on, he said move further. And I began to teach that. Basically, what I've come to understand is you made it to a wonderful, successful point, but now we got to move further. We got to keep walking. We have to keep developing ideas now. The internet was there, but not as many people were Zooming like we are today, and Google Meets and Google Classrooms, but we still have the same classes. We just move them further into the homes. We move them further to expanding more or broadening. We think we got to go up two more levels or five more levels. No, it's just look at it as if you're just walking further ahead, not climbing up. You got all of what you need right now. Just walk further on the street.
Yeah.
So that's what this year has
Mm.
been. It really has. It made us look further. What else can we do to with restaurants as well? They had to do takeout dining, but we've had more takeout than we've ever
Yeah,
had.
I know, me too. And it's just as good, but
It really is.
I still like going out and getting out of the house, and that's what I missed. So, but that now
Yes,
it's coming all back. So,
it is.
hopefully, we're going to be wide open in 2021 and just starting to adapt in a different way.
Yes, I like the word you use, adapt. Adapt. Because it is going to be an adapting year. So it is going to bring forth some. It's like the challenge, that chaos of going back, trying to get back to normal. That's all it is. So we're going to have to adapt a little bit. I said it this way. I did a session, I think, 2 weekends ago, and I told a young woman, I said, "It's your relationship is fine. You're just going through an adjustment, and with COVID-19, it has forced all of us to adjust.
Oh boy. Yeah.
We love each other. We care about each other. Just, ooh, you're getting on my nerves. Can't you go somewhere?"
Get out of my room for a while, right?
Whew. Lord knows you're gorgeous, but I don't want to see you every time I turn around. But and you don't want to hurt no one's feelings. It's just that we had to go through an adjustment. Even with
Yeah.
your kids, you love your kids. I'm so used to my kids going out to school and coming home. Oh, come give me a hug. Now they're here every day, and I see them every day, every moment, and I love them dearly though. But hey, we just had to adjust.
And it must have stopped your travels because I know before
Oh
that you
yes,
were traveling to all these locations constantly. I mean,
yes, yes.
a, a few times a week. So that slowed down completely.
It did. Now, again, I'm gonna share this with you because I stopped traveling altogether. Really, I just said
Wow.
altogether. It wasn't until September. This is something my wife and I started traveling together. Just little honeymoons and vacations. We have been we went somewhere in September. We said, oh, we liked it. It was for my birthday, and it was still the first anniversary of everything, with my mother passing
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of that. And even with the Law of Attraction cover, it was September. So she said, well, all this is happening. I'm going to take you somewhere so we can just top it off with a wonderful vacation. I said, okay. And I love the beach. So we went there, and it was absolutely wonderful. And we came back. I said, well, I want to go somewhere else again. So 2 months later was our wedding anniversary. November, we went somewhere, and I
Oh,
forgot, Myrtle Beach. And yesterday she said to me, well, let's go somewhere right after Christmas. We're going to go to the Colorado Mountains, I think Denver. And I
wow.
said, nah, I ain't doing no skiing now. I ain't doing all that. But that's so what am I saying? I stopped. I haven't been doing business travel, but we readjusted our relationship to say, why don't we do this? If we watch where
Oh,
we go, keep our distance, wash our hands and all of that, make sure everything is sanitized, what the best that we can. And we just like we love. I've never done that before. I have never, and Spirit showed me if this is your desire, I can fund it.
wow. That is a wonderful story. That is so neat. So you got to be closer and experience each other instead of traveling for
Yes,
business. You've got I just love that. That's how it should be. But
we
then
love it.
it took this COVID going on for you to get into that position to know. I think that's just
Yes,
a wonderful story. That's so great.
it takes me back to your story about how you wanted to interview all these wonderful people, and you started the Law of Attraction Radio Network and the magazine. Again, we don't know what is going to be added or the results of our ideas, but just start. And really, it's
Absolutely.
brought us closer together. We love going. We found that that's one thing we love is going to the beach. Now, this time in Colorado, we're going to the snow, which I love, absolutely adore, and I love traveling with her. So it's a wonderful time. So even in the quarantine, it calls us to move further in
Uh,
doing things that we have not done before. Move further. You don't need anything else to add
no.
on your suitcase in a sense or to add into your resume is you have enough. You just got to move further beyond your comfort zone. And that's what is the summary of 2020. Moving further beyond our comfort zone.
Yeah, now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. That's good. Yep. Yep. That's good. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Me. You did good, Dr. Michael Mosley. So,
Bless
thank
you.
you so much for taking the time and being on the show today. It was a pleasure. I just love conversing with you because you have this wisdom that is undeniable. I mean, I really get so much out of listening to you and your show.
Well, I'm very appreciative, and I really do. Thank you. If I can leave one thing with you, um, we've come to the close of 2020, and we've seen a lot of things in 2020. A whole lot of things, a whole lot of chaos is the word you use. Uh, But one thing that we do, and you mentioned this earlier, what to do in 2021, I really want to say utilize one of the greatest tools that we have, and that is to visualize. I don't think the birds can really visualize. I don't know. I don't know if the dogs can visualize, but I do know as humans, we have a gift that I don't know if anybody else has it, but we can visualize what we want. And my challenge has been visualizing greater. What else can I? What else do I want? What else is it? What else is it out there sometimes? But even if you just think just the next thing that you want, just doesn't have to be so huge. Just visualize an extra $1,000 in your account. Spirit knows how to take that visualization and multiply it to not only is it an extra thousand, it's an extra 10,000. We're not going to put a limitation on our visualization. which will bring
Ooh.
us greater manifestation.
Oh, wow. That's a powerful statement right there. Wow.
So I'm
That's good.
appreciative of you.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you again. I enjoyed it. And then we're going to have to do this again.
Definitely.
Dr. Michael Mosley,
Definitely.
thank you so much.
Blessings to you, my dear. Stay a jewel, and we'll see you in the next year, 2021.
You got it.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great show from Law of Attraction Talk Radio. If you'd like to comment on tonight's show, send an email to jules@loaradionetwork.com and have a great week.